Hey guys, we are back. We did not get the novel finished and our unit around this novel finished before the end of semester, and we are going to finish it. And I'm looking forward to seeing where this book takes us as we keep working through it. As you should be able to remember if you followed along while we were reading, we left off with Ha and her family finding a new friend, Mrs. Washington. Mrs. Washington, who's a friend and willing to help them, willing to be a tutor. This is really wonderful and important because a lot of the other neighbors besides Mrs. Washington are actually threatening and objecting to Ha and her family being there. So this is something very special that they have somebody that cares for them and is willing to work with them. So let's pick up with the poem, New Word a Day. Mrs. Washington has her own rules. She makes me memorize one new word a day and practice it 10 times in conversation. For every new word that sticks to my brain, she gives me fruit in bite sizes, drowning in sweet white fluff, cookies with drops of chocolate small as rain, flat, round, pan-fried cakes floating in syrup. My vocabulary grows. She makes me learn rules I've never noticed, like an, and the, which act as little megaphones to tell the world whose English is still secondhand. The house is red, but we live in a house. A, an, and the do not exist in Vietnamese, and we understand each other just fine. I pout, but Mrs. Washington says, every language has annoyances and illogical rules, as well as sensible beauty. She has an answer for everything, just like Mother. September 16th. More is not better. I now understand when they make fun of my name, yelling ha 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 down the hall. When they ask if I eat dog meat, barking and chewing and falling down laughing. When they wonder if I lived in the jungle with tigers growling and stalking on all fours. I understand because Brother Coy nodded into my head on the bike ride home when I asked if kids said the same things at his school. I understand and wish I could go back to not understanding. September 19th. Hallelujah. Our cowboy says our neighbors would be more like neighbors if we agreed to something at the Del Rey Southern Baptist Church. I've seen the church name on a sign where blaring yellow sun rays spell God. Our cowboy and his wife wait for us in the very first row. He's smiling. She's not. A plump man runs onto the stage shouting. Everyone except us greets him, Hallelujah. The more he shouts, the more everyone sings, Hallelujah. Later, a woman smelling of honeysuckle signals for all of us to follow. Mother and I are told to change into shapeless white gowns. We line up in a hallway too bright and too bare, where my brothers await us frowning, all wearing the same shapeless white gowns. I giggle. Mother pinches me, then steps forward first. The plump man waits for her in a tiny pool. One hand holds her nose, another hand on her back, pushing her under. I start to jump into the pool, but Mother is standing again, coughing, hair matted to her face, eyes narrowing at me. Each of my brothers gets dipped. My turn comes, no matter how I laser eye Mother to stop it. And yet, it's not over. We must get dressed and line up on stage next to the plump man, our cowboy, and his smiling wife. Her lips curl up even more as people line up to kiss our cheeks. Drops from wet hair drip down my backs. Bumps enlarge on my chilled skin as I realize we will be coming back every Sunday. September 21st. Can't help. Mother taps her nails on the dining table, her signal for solitude, to chant. I shuffle off to our room, but am still with her through my ears. She chants, Na mo adipat, na mo kwanda ambo tat. Such quiet tones after a day of shouts and hallelujahs. Clang, 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 a spoon chimes against a glass bowl. Nothing like clear stream bell echoes from a brass gong. Instead of jasmine incense, Mother burns dried orange peels. Ashy, bitter citrus invades our room. Nothing like the floral wafts that once calmed me. I try, but can't fall asleep, needing amethyst ring twirls and her lavender scent. I'm not as good as Mother at making do. Finally, she comes in and turns from me, her signal for more time alone. I lie frozen, sniffing for traces of lavender. Too faint, yet I dare not roll closer. She sighs, extends it into a sniffle. Where are you? Should we keep hoping? She thinks I am asleep. Mother, more sniffles. More sniffles, so gentle I would miss them by inhaling too deeply. Come home and see how our children have grown. All my life I've wondered what it's like to know someone for forever, then poof, he's gone. Another sigh. It's more difficult here than I imagined. I thought so, despite her own rule. Mother can't help yearning for father any more than I can help tasting ripe papaya in my sleep. Spelling rules. Sometimes the spelling changes when adding an S. Knife becomes knives. Sometimes a C is used instead of a K, even if it makes more sense for cat to be spelled K-A-T. Sometimes a Y is used instead of an E, even if it makes more sense for moldy to be spelled M-O-L-D-E. Whoever invented English should have learned to spell. September 30th. Cowboy's gifts. Our cowboy likes to bring us gifts. The breathing catfish was Mother's favorite. I couldn't watch Vu Lee kill and clean it, but it tasted so good. After getting us dipped at church, our cowboy brought gifts even more often. Vu Lee always asks for beef jerky, pointing to his muscles. I prefer really fat grapes. Today, our cowboy brings chips and chocolate. My brothers and I finish the chips in a flash. Later, Mother throws away what's left of the candy. After she falls asleep, I retrieve the bars. They'll be better than hard rolls for lunch. October 4th. My word for today is delicious. Delicious. Mrs. Washington asks, was your lunch delicious? Before speaking, I have to translate in my head. I eat candy in toilet. Mrs. Washington looks panicked. What? I realize my mistake. Oh, the toilet. She doesn't look any happier. I added, not candy all time. But you always eat in the bathroom? I nod. Why? How can I explain dragonflies do somersaults in my stomach whenever I think of the noisy room full of mouths chewing and laughing? I'm still translating when her eyes get red. I'll pack you a lunch and you can eat at your desk. No eat in class. I'll fix that. Things will get better. Just you wait. I don't believe her, but it feels good that someone knows. Most relieved day. At lunch the next day, I stay in school. In class. Miss Scott nods. Can it be this easy? Inside my first brown paper bag, a white meat sandwich, an apple, crunchy curly things sprinkled with salt, and a cookie dotted with chocolate raindrops. Something salty, something sweet. Perfect. I hear pounding footsteps in the long hall. I stop chewing. 2 students run into class, giggling. I firm my muscles, ready for the giggles to explode into laughter thrown at me. But smiles appear instead. The girl has red hair swaying to her bottom, a skirt falling to her calves. She says, Pam. I hear Pam. The boy of coconut shell skin is dressed better than for church, a purple bow tie, a white shirt that wouldn't wrinkle even if he rolled down a hill. His shaved head is so shiny and perfect, I want to touch it. He speaks slowly and loudly, but I don't mind because he's still smiling. He says, Stephen. I hear, Stephen. I have not seen them in class, but then I mostly stare at my shoes. I will write in my journal. October 14 is most relieved day. As I have noted, April 30th was Saigon is Gone Day, and September 2nd was longest day ever. Though I was saving most relieved day for Father's return, he can have the title, My Life's Best Day, October 14th. Smart again, and this is our last poem. Pink boy stands at the board. He can't multiply 18 by 42. I go to the board, chalk the answer in 5 moves. My cheekbones lift to the ceiling until I see the horror on the faces of Pem and Steven. Pink boy is glowing red against white hair, white eyebrows, and white eyelashes. Miss Scott nudges me toward my seat. Pem reaches for my hand, hers trembling. I know pink boy will get me, but right now, I feel smart. October 20th. Okay, there's a little quiz to go with this, and we'll look forward to going through these poems and the assignment tomorrow. Have a great day.